You can't say that. Shut your mouth. And if you don't shut your mouth, we're going to shut it for you. Censorship. That's right. We're going to censor you. Censored, silenced, demonetized, all in the free country called the United States of America. Is freedom still alive, or is freedom of speech dead in America? Hello, friend, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. My name is Amania. Here on the channel, I do political reactions, commentary. I throw humor in there, a little bit of comedy to drive home the crazies that we're seeing in the society. So we tackle some of the social issues, some of the political issues, and a lot of what we see that just doesn't make sense anymore. Looney Tunes, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So if this interests you, then you've come to the right place. I say like, share, comment. Let's have a conversation. Thank you, and I'll see you there. So, friends, when Candace Owens left the Daily Wire some months ago and she started her own channel, well, it's an old channel, she just kind of revived it. So she started posting, she started her own. And so, therefore, she was teasing us that she had an interview with Kanye West from a couple of years ago during the highlight of the controversy of him and this tweet that he made that came for him. Literally, the whole world sort of came for Kanye West, and we watched him fall. And so she said that they ended up interviewing, she recorded the conversation, and she's been sitting on it all of these years. And so she teased that she would be dropping that interview. And when I saw that clip of her in this, I was so excited. I actually went out and made my own video of the coming video that she would be dropping. And she didn't drop it for, I think, another month or so. And so she dropped it about a month or so back. And so I actually had the opportunity to watch that interview with the two of them. And it was just like two friends chilling out, laid back, having a conversation. And it was fascinating to watch because it was just a real conversation. You know, it wasn't really an interview, it was just conversation. And so, friends, if you didn't see that video, unfortunately, you may not be able to see it anymore because it has been taken down from YouTube after, I think, millions of views. It has been taken down. But what I find interesting is that it wasn't just taken down, it's been up for a month now, but it was taken down as of a few days ago. And I believe that the interview that the debate that Candace had on Piers Morgan's show is the reason why. So after she had that interview with Piers Morgan and Rabbi Shmuley, I think the YouTube handlers or the YouTube people went hunting. And so, of course, they found that Kanye West interview and they says, we're not going to have that. So they pulled it. They suspended her channel. They demonetized her and literally censored for, I don't think she did anything wrong in that conversation. But if you have disagreements with people we shall not name, because I don't want this video to be taken down, I don't want to be censored, but I am being censored because you can't mention unmentionables here on YouTube, or else they will take down your video. They will demonetize you for just basically speaking the truth, or you're basically speaking your thoughts and opinions. Who would have thought in America that you could be silenced? Hello, friends. our voices, conservative voices, are being silenced and censored everywhere, especially here on YouTube, based on this video that we're doing today. Candace Owens canceled, her monetization gone. So help keep me here on YouTube for as long as I can, but it takes a lot. So I'm asking you to please support the channel. You can purchase our products. We have a great candle to help ease your stress in reference to what we're seeing in the society. Go to theorlandopatriot.com and support me there by purchasing our candles or any of the items that's in the shop. Get yourself 30% off. It really does help me out, because you never know. Any day now, YouTube can cancel any one of us. So thank you again for your support. OrlandoPatriot.com, 30% off whatever you buy in the shop. Thank you. So I'm going to play a couple of clips. We're going to see a clip from Piers Morgan's show where Candace debated Rabbi Shmuley. We're just going to see a bit of it. You can go to Piers Morgan's platform and watch it, because it was not taken down. Piers Morgan Uncensored obviously cannot be censored, something that Candace Owens could be. So you can see that whole debate between her and Shmuley on Piers Morgan's platform. But let's go. We'll take a short clipping of that, and then we're going to look at how did this all start with Kanye West, the tweet that started the demise of Kanye West, that has led us to this very moment of a huge popular commentator being silenced on the biggest platform for commentators.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. And I'm speaking directly to you, Rabbi Shmuley.
You have the Jewish community beginning to call her not Candace Owens, but Candace Ovens.
People can see and hear evil, and what you are doing right now is an act of evil. We all recognize that Rabbi Shmuley is unhinged.
Candace Owens never met Michael Jackson. I was his rabbi for 2 years. She said that I killed him, that she would say the Jews killed Michael Jackson.
That
you never said that I threatened to murder you?
No, I never said that you threatened to murder me. Don't cut me off. I did not cut you off.
Now she's fact-checking it? You're kidding me, right?
Well, I
don't have a computer on me.
The Israeli Defense Force had dropped more bombs on Gaza than were dropped on Dresden. That is true. You accept that, Rabbi Shmuley?
You know, Pierce, I find this an astonishing debate.
You asked?
Wait, first of all, I don't. Wait. What do you mean it's true? Because she said it's true?
Seen that, heard that, good. So that was a collage of highlights from the debate on Piers Morgan. And so I'm not going to continue with that part, but I just wanted you to have an idea of how this conversation went. But we're going to take another clipping right now of Candace Owens laying it down so you could understand all about Rabbi Shmuley and where he is in his faith.
Post-October 7th, the world, and especially I would say Zionists in media, were demanding that we all pay attention. And when we began to pay attention, we didn't like what we saw. You cannot tell me to ever feel comfortable with 18,000 children being ruthlessly murdered. You can't get me to feel comfortable as a Christian with the amount of more explosives dropped, tons of explosives dropped on Gaza than were dropped in Hiroshima. This doesn't make sense to me. Gaza is 30 miles long, 7 miles wide. It's incredibly dense population. And this is, by the way, according to Haaretz, that 40,000 Palestinians have been murdered. I believe they're getting those numbers from the Gaza Health Ministry. And here's what I would like to say to you, Rabbi, since you're quoting scripture, okay? I think what's relevant is Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. And I'm speaking directly to you, Rabbi Shmuley.
As you saw in that clipping, that was pretty much how this debate went. Candace Owens came prepared. Yes, there's talks about her using her computer, but you would say, okay, well, yeah, we want actual facts. And she literally went and gave you the facts. And so Shmuley was upset about that. But in any event, she brought the hammer and she exposed him for what he was. She literally let him talk where we, the people, could see clearly, that this guy had some issues. And so if anybody came out here, like RFK came out here to scold Candace about her ways of, demolishing this man, I mean, I don't know. But she did this and she handled it well, in my opinion. And so she did all of these things throughout this interview where she checked him and rechecked him and exposed him. And so, based on those things, obviously, that's not going to be liked too much. That's not going to be welcomed. And so, because of that, I believe they decided that they were going to come for her. And so, they took down her channel and they demonetized her. And we're going to take a look back at how this started with the tweet of Kanye and end up full circle as to how we are ending up here at this moment. So, next clip we're going to look at is Kanye and this tweet.
Kanye West wrote and then subsequently had his Twitter locked when he said, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because Black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda." That was the tweet. And people subsequently demanded that the tweet be taken down for anti-Semitism. Now, if you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic. You did not think that he wrote this tweet because he hates or wants to genocide Jewish people. This does not represent the beginning of the Holocaust. That's if you're an honest person, you will admit that, right? If you're an honest person, when you read this tweet, you had no idea what the hell he was talking about. I had no idea when I read this tweet what the hell he was talking about. This tweet inspired questions, not answers.
Yeah, sure. I can tell you how else it can be construed, because this is one of the things that's fascinating, that the entire world came down on Kanye West, canceled him, took away his contracts, made his entire family come out and make statements against him when he tweeted that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on some Jewish people, I think is what he wrote verbatim. And now we fast forward to today when Israel is literally going DEFCON 3 on Palestinians.
He didn't say some, he said on Jewish people.
Okay, sure. And now we fast forward to today when Israel is literally going DEFCON 3 on Palestinians, and those same media members seem extremely cautious in their language.
So when all of this was happening with Kanye few years back, I really was not paying attention to this tweet and how crazy this thing was going. And so when I started paying attention was when they were, shutting down his cards, his credit cards. They were pulling away his deals. They were doing all this. And I was like, wow, all this over this tweet? And I couldn't understand what the hell was happening. And here it is. I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. So this thing is like a video game. I guess he was unhappy with, some of the things he's been in the music business, been around Jews. He wasn't happy with some of the business dealings he had with Jewish people. And this, obviously, it's a middle of the night, so whatever, it happened. But they came for him like nobody's business, and they literally broke him, in my opinion. They broke Kanye. And so Candace was able to capsule that moment in that interview with him. And so what we're going to look at now is a couple of clips from her interview with him, a couple of shorts from that interview, just to showcase it. Like I said, it's taken down from YouTube. She might have it on Rumble. I don't know. But once we look at that, then we're going to jump into Twitter so you guys can see exactly what it is that they've done to her in her account. Before we move on, I wanted to just take a note. In the video where Candace is talking with Piers, and she's saying, we are literally seeing Israel go DEFCON on Palestinian people right now in Gaza. We're literally seeing it. So people were upset that Kanye West said this, again, a video game. He said this, but we are actually seeing it play out in real life. But it's not Kanye that's doing that, but it's the government of the Israeli that is literally destroying, going DEFCON on this, the people in Gaza and in Israel. Again, Israel has a right to defend itself, but again, it's funny how this is actually being played out, that there's a genocide, some would say, happening, but yet nobody has any smoke for that. Just saying.
If I hadn't went so far, said the word DEFCON, right? DEFCON, then we couldn't have had an open conversation about what Jewish execs are specifically doing. All of the conversation would have been said to be hate speech. Like, how can I hate Jews and I consider myself to be Jew? But then people say, well, you hate black people because you wore White Lives Matter. I always tell people Moses was on speed and he stuttered, or ketamine, or whatever they called it, whatever that would have been, the biblical version of that. But God had something for him to do. And this is a God's dream, right? This is something for me to do. And God is on our side. It's God's time.
Okay, so here we are on Twitter, and we're going to start here with, this is the tweet that Candace put out about a week or so back on September 9th. She says, there will be no show today or at all this week. That's because YouTube has issued me a strike and a 1-week suspension for my sit down with Kanye. They also removed the interview as hate speech, as it was mass reported by Zionists. Their tactics never change. And so here is what she received. And it says, additionally, the video Kanye West and Candace Owens episode 42 has been removed from the Candace Owens YouTube channel because it violates our hate speech policies. YouTube does not allow content containing conspiratorial claims that individuals or groups are evil, corrupt, or malicious based on their protected group status. Specifically, the video in question contains claims that Jewish people control the media. So I have had a strike before. I think I've had 2. One of those strikes was when the Twitter files came out, and I had a 30-second short that said something to the fact that here's proof that the 2020 election had issues, pretty much. And they said, strike. I was out for 7 days. And they didn't give me too much information. They just said, you violated our rules. And I think the next one I had, or that one was before, it was in reference to babies that were born alive after they were not supposed to be born alive. And I said, I had graphic pictures of what a baby would look like if they survived a not to be born situation, and they ended up on a table where they had, I don't know, red specks, red colored water, on them as they lay on the table. And so they pulled that and they said that I was giving people graphic content that YouTube just does not, allow. Like I was doing shock value, whatever. They took down the channel for 7 days. But they didn't go into a whole bit of explanations like they've done here. So they've gone into a really, really explanation as to why. And so I just find it interesting that they are giving you these this extensive thing here as a in reference to this. They've gone into detail as to why. So normally they just pull it and say you violated our rules, but here they've really explained it. So I thought that was interesting. So that's where we are with Candace. And then here is where she talks about where they sent her the notices. And so here's what it looks like. 1:50 p.m., 1:49 p.m., 1:49 p.m. They were like boom, 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 back to back, back to back. And so right then and there, like her violations were boom. Yeah. So she says, so far I've had 0 strikes on my YouTube creators account. I have now been inundated with three back-to-back content hits within minutes, plus email that I am now fully demonetized. So yeah, so they came for her. And there are comments here. I don't know if I want to get into the comments, but I did see a few where, they were literally happy that this happened to Candace. But God is real, friends. God is real, and people will be censored when it comes to speaking the truth about certain things. It says that there's only few that can walk this walk, right? There's only a few people that can stand out here and be on a soapbox and speak truth. Only a few. Takes courage. And so I'm not gonna go into all of this, but yeah, there's a lot of hate for her, and I think there's a lot of support as well. All right, let me make this smaller. And so that's it. Her channel has been removed for 7 days. She hasn't posted, and I've noticed that she is posting now on Rumble. So maybe that is going to be a new platform that she works at, because obviously YouTube can take you down whenever they want to, right? They can just do it. I mean, it's just insane that this can happen here in America, where you can't even have discourse. You can't even have conversations without being called that you hate a group, or you hate this person, or you hate that, or you can't have opposite opinions or disagree in reference to any of this. We should be able to have open dialogue about these things. I mean, these things is happening. We should be able to have dialogue. These organizations, they monopolize this social space, and therefore they take it over, and they shut people up because they don't want to hear certain things. It shouldn't be that way. YouTube should not be able to censor people. Sure, maybe they can demonetize you because, hey, they don't want that. Advertisers, fine. But you shouldn't be able to shut somebody's channel down because you don't like the conversation. This is America. This is a free country. But unfortunately, we are learning every day that it is not. This is the last place that people should be shut down because of open conversation. Kanye West and Candace Owens sat down and had a conversation. And it was an exciting and an amazing conversation to have. And I'm glad she was able to do that. I'm glad we were able to capture that in a capsule like this. And when you look at this interview, I don't see what it is that he said that was hateful, or what part of the conversation was hateful towards anyone. They had a conversation. That's still allowed in America, isn't it? Only behind closed doors. Only where there's no cameras rolling. Only where there's nobody filming. Then you can have your conversation. Because nobody else can share. You can't share it with the world. But the other side can say whatever they want to. They can have all kinds of conversations about all kinds of things. Nobody gets censored. Nobody's channels get taken down. Nobody gets demonetized. Nobody. But once it's somebody conservative, or Christian, that's a filthy word. I hope I may have to use different words. Then that's what happens. And it's sad that our government allows this to happen, that our government has a hand in all of this. This is not good. We are in a bad place in America, in this country, where things like this can just openly happen to people. It's not good, friends. It's not good at all. We need to restore free speech in this country, because without freedom of speech, what do we actually have? If we can't express our thoughts and opinions in conversation, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is wrong. And it's wrong when it happened to me. It's wrong when it happened to Candace. And it's wrong when it happens to anyone. Our freedom of speech should not be taken away because you don't like the conversation or you don't like the group it's about. No, it's wrong. Friends, we've come to the end of this video, this episode of The Conservative Poet. Let's have a conversation in the comments, friends. I really do enjoy it there. So let's talk about what we're seeing in the society, what's happened to Candace Owens, what's happened to many of us, what's happened to free speech. Let's have some discourse in the conversation. Hopefully YouTube will leave this video up so we can do that. I mean, dang. Woo! So friends, thank you so much for taking the time. Really do appreciate it. And please keep me cancel free by purchasing and helping me at theorlandopatriot.com and supporting what I'm doing here, because this is really important work that we do. We have to stand up for our freedoms. We have to stand up against this machine. And so, this really helps me to continue the work. So God bless you and keep you. And God, I pray for Candace Owens. We know you've got great things ahead for her, Lord. And so we say, God, right now, have your way with her and what she's going through. So thank you guys for that. God bless her and keep her. And God bless you and keep you. And God bless us all and keep us all, because friends, we've got a country to save. We've got to do something. So thank you again, and I will see you in another video. But God bless and God keep.